2024 was full of surprising moments in the animal world. Orcas brought back their salmon hats. Gibbons showed off robot dance moves. Ants performed amputations. And a deep-sea giant devoured a mackerel shark. In a shocking turn, the world's largest python was eaten alive, and the biggest crocodile on the planet passed away. Here are 6 wild animal stories from 2024. Scientists and whale watchers spotted orcas in South Puget Sound and off Point No Point in Washington State swimming with dead fish on their heads. The last time orcas were seen rocking this quirky salmon hat trend was back in 1988. The trend originally started among Northwest Pacific orcas in 1987 and grabbed everyone's attention because it served no practical purpose. It seemed to be just a playful behavior, with other orcas in the pod quickly jumping on the bandwagon. This showed researchers that orca pods have their own social trends, much like human communities. Orcas live in tight-knit pods that function like small societies, and their intelligence is remarkably similar to ours. But just like human fads, the salmon hat trend disappeared in 1988. One day it was in, and then it was out until now. Humans might have retro trends that make a comeback after decades, and it seems orcas do too. What's fascinating is we don't know if this year's salmon hat orcas are from the same pod as the trendsetters from 1987. Given that orcas can live an average of 63 years, and some can reach 80 to 90 years, it's entirely possible they're the same group. How cool is that? Check out this gibbon busting some moves. Pretty good, right? Kind of reminds you of robot dancing, doesn't it? Lots of animals have dance-like behaviors like bees and certain birds. But for non-human primates, actual dancing is super rare, which is why this gibbon discovery is so exciting. Scientists observe that these gibbons aren't just moving randomly. They're really dancing. To count as a real dance, the movements have to meet 3 criteria. They need to be deliberate, rhythmic, and follow a structured, non-random pattern. Here's what they found. Deliberate moves. These gibbons seem to know they're performing. They even turn around to check if they've got an audience. Rhythmic grooves. The time between their moves is consistent, like they're dancing to a beat. Structured flow. Their moves aren't random. They're choreographed into sequences. Interestingly, it's mostly female gibbons doing the dancing. Why? Scientists think it could be their way of coping with frustration, or just a playful way to grab attention. Looking at those moves, yeah, they're definitely smoother than mine. In a wild story published on Frontiers in Marine Science on September 3rd, researchers detailed the surprising case of a big mackerel shark becoming prey. Here's what happened. Back in October 2020, scientists tagged a 2.2-meter long mackerel shark with a tracker to monitor its movements. But on March 24th, 2021, the tracker recorded something strange. Sudden temperature spikes that suggested the shark had been eaten, tracker and all. Based on the data, the attack happened about 800 meters deep in the ocean. The recorded temperatures ranged from 16.4 degrees Celsius to 24.72 degrees Celsius, typical of a shark's stomach, not a toothed whale's. This means the mackerel shark was likely devoured by an even bigger shark in the deep sea. The study sparked plenty of wild theories online, with people wondering if there are unknown giant creatures lurking in the deep or if the legendary megalodon is still alive. YouTubers ran with these ideas, racking up views with dramatic interpretations. But the researchers' conclusion is much simpler. The mackerel shark was probably eaten by a larger great white shark. While it's rare for one top predator to eat another, it's an exciting discovery that sheds new light on ocean life. At a wildlife farm in Bangladesh, someone witnessed a Burmese python devouring an even larger reticulated python. When scientists arrived, the 3-meter-long Burmese python was coiled around the slightly bigger reticulated python's tail. The reticulated python was still alive and fought back by wrapping around the Burmese python, but eventually it gave up. Starting from the tail, it was completely swallowed in a process that took about 2 hours. For context, these are the 2 largest python species in Asia. Burmese pythons can grow up to 7 meters. while reticulated pythons can reach an impressive 9 meters. Finding both species in the same area is rare enough, but seeing one giant python eat another? That's almost unheard of. So, what's the deal here? Was this a territorial dispute, or just a case of extreme hunger? Scientists don't have a clear answer. Maybe the Burmese python was so desperate for a meal that it took on the risky challenge of eating a snake bigger than itself. Who knows? Can you believe this ant is performing surgery? Yep, they're actually amputating a fellow ant's leg. Scientists discovered that Florida carpenter ants can perform life-saving surgeries on each other. They're the second known species to do this, humans being the first. These ants can identify injuries on their nestmates and treat them by either cleaning the wound or amputating the damaged limb. For femur injuries, ants clean the wound with their mouths before biting off the damaged leg. This amputation boosts survival rates from under 40% to an impressive 90 to 95%. For tibia injuries, the ants don't amputate. Instead, they focus on cleaning the wound, which raises survival rates from 15% to 75%. But why amputate femurs and not tibias? Researchers think it's because femur injuries slow blood circulation, giving ants more time to remove the infected limb before bacteria spreads. Tibia injuries, however, spread infection too quickly for amputation to help, so the ants focus on cleaning the wound instead. What's amazing is that this ability isn't learned, it's instinctive. Florida carpenter ants are the only animals, aside from humans, that can recognize injury types and apply targeted treatments. Pretty incredible, right? Cassius, the world's largest captive crocodile, passed away this November in Australia. This saltwater croc measured 5.48 meters and earned the Guinness World Record in 2011 for being the largest living crocodile in captivity. However, no official measurements were taken afterward, so it might have been even bigger. Saltwater crocs can grow up to 7 meters. Cassius wasn't the largest ever in captivity, though. That title belongs to Lelong, another saltwater crocodile captured in the Philippines in 2011. Lelong measured over 6.17 meters before passing away in 2013. Cassius wasn't just huge. He was also incredibly old, estimated to be around 120 years old. Captured in the wild in 1984, he was already thought to be about 80 years old at the time. Like many wild-born crocodiles, his exact age is unknown. The current oldest known crocodile is Henry, a Nile crocodile at a conservation center in South Africa. He's estimated to be 123 years old. Animals are more than just fascinating. They're our companions on this planet, making Earth feel a little less lonely. They also teach us, opening our eyes to the incredible diversity of life beyond our own species. As 2024 comes to an end, here's to discovering even more wonders in the animal kingdom in 2025.